Hey, sixth graders, welcome to your lesson on longitude and latitude, a really important skill to know for sixth grade social studies. All right, the first thing we need to know is where the equator is on the map. So the equator is the line of latitude that measures 0 degrees. Every line of latitude starts here. To find other lines of latitude, we move either north or south of the equator. Go ahead and trace the equator on the map. Now trace all the other lines of latitude that are north of the equator. Next, trace the lines of latitude that are south of the equator. Lines of latitude measure the distance from the equator to another place on Earth. For example, New Orleans is 30 degrees north of the equator. The North Pole is 90 degrees north of the equator. And the southern tip of Africa is 30 degrees south of the equator. This line is 34 degrees south of the equator. Notice how lines of latitude only measure distances north or south of the equator, never east or west. There's no such thing as east or west latitude, only north and south latitude. Now we're going to be talking about lines of longitude that we find on the map. The prime meridian is the line of longitude that measures 0 degrees. Every line of longitude starts here. To find other lines of longitude, we move either east or west of the prime meridian. So go ahead and trace the prime meridian on your map and label it. Now trace the lines of longitude east of the prime meridian. Should look something like this. Each one of these lines is east of the prime meridian. Now trace the lines of longitude that are west of the prime meridian. And yours should look something like this. All of these lines are west of the prime meridian. Lines of longitude measure the distance from the prime meridian to another place on Earth. For example, Washington, D.C. is 77 degrees west of the prime meridian. That's where our 7th and 8th graders went last year for the end of the year trip. Beijing, the capital of China, is 116 degrees east of the prime meridian. Notice how lines of longitude only measure distances east or west of the prime meridian, never north or south. There's no such thing as north or south longitude, only east and west longitude.